Back with this Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts Britain campaign. In the last episode, well, before that, first, in episode 2, right at the beginning, I made a mention that I had erroneously left my tech budget at 100%, which is not where I wanted it, and put it back down to 0. I had forgotten that in episode 1, I had decided to pursue this this hydrophones tech, since it was only 2 months away, and I felt this would actually be useful. And so I would take the tech budget hit for just 2 months to be able to build this into newer ships. And then, the beginning of episode 2, I'd forgotten that. So I have put the tech budget back. We're just going to leave it here for 2 months and get the better hydrophones, so that will increase our newer ship's torpedo spotting distance. Also, during the last episode, we had our first armored cruiser versus armored cruiser battle, and found that our largest class of ship, 19 armored cruisers, are not up to par compared to the German armored cruisers. Primarily because ours are armed with 8-inch guns and theirs with 9-inch. And somewhat, we cannot, we do not counteract that with better accuracy. So basically, the German cruisers outgun us right now, and I am going to need to build some slightly better armed cruisers than what we currently field. That's going to wait a couple months so that we can incorporate that new technology into those cruisers. So for now, that's the near-term plan. We'll start. We'll design a new cruiser here in a couple months, and for now, we just press on. So we are taking a monthly budget hit, well in the negative. However, we've got a pretty big surplus here to draw on. On to July. Germans lost 3 more transports. That's good. The few times that there have been any transport ships lost yet, they've been German, not British. And what I'm kind of inferring from that, without having data that actually says so, is that we do not yet have enough power projection to impose a blockade, but we probably do have significantly more power projection than the German Navy does, resulting in the balance of transport losses going in our favor. Also, it's possible the AI German Navy has got... Nope, I kind of thought maybe they would have ships over here in the Baltic. They do not. Every ship they do have is in the North Sea. Yeah, okay. As they should be. That's what I would do if I was Germany. Last month we had a armored cruiser or heavy cruiser, they're called armored cruisers in this era, fight. Now we have a light cruiser matchup, and we already know that no matter how bad that German one is, ours is probably worse. It has a grand total of 3 guns and no torpedoes, and it's not particularly fast. The only value that our light cruisers have at all, they would be minimally effective tearing up a convoy if we had a convoy battle. And their tonnage does count toward our fleet tonnage and power projection. That's really the only reason I haven't scrapped them already. And I don't want to lose that and lose victory points. I'm just going to run. Sorry. As soon as those Nottingham class light cruisers start coming online, these things are going away. So the first 3 of the new Nottinghams aren't really going to increase our power projection. They're just replacing these suboptimal vessels. That's all right. Change my mind. Reason, we haven't really gotten a look at the German light cruiser yet. No, the AI knows it's a piece of crap. So this will give us an opportunity to see its speed, its armament, its probable torpedoes that he probably just launched, so I'm going to run away from. And that way, we'll have a better idea if our new Nottinghams are appropriate to the German light cruiser. Ships can have different roles, right? You can build a ship to, well, I don't want it to fight its opposite number. I want it primarily to be a convoy raider, or, it's substandard in armament, but we fired another one. We had already dodged this since we were returning anyway. You build something for like cheap tonnage, something like that. But every ship you've got kind of needs to be able to deal with the opposing ship type because of the game mechanics. Light cruisers are going to fight light cruisers a lot and be battle generated, and armored cruisers and armored cruisers. You get the idea. And so, your hands are kind of tied that way a little, in that maybe you want it for one purpose, but it has to at least be able to stand on a 50-50 basis with that same ship type. Now he's running away. He's kind of fired off his torpedoes, and he's not throwing any more ammo at us than we are at him. So let's see what the German light cruiser is all about. It's a little bit heavier than ours, 6373. Max bulkheads, so it's flooding resistant. 6-inch and 3-inch guns, caliber-wise. Does have some torpedoes. 29.5. Which is only a tiny bit faster than we are. Okay. These torpedoes are standard propulsion. 18-inch. Standard ammo, which basically means one reload. .1 range. Alright. Zoom in and see how many guns. 2 6-inch guns. Those are certainly singles. light cruiser is very, very, very lightly armed. It turns out not too much lighter than their light cruiser. And they're roughly the same speed. So while ours is dreadful, theirs isn't much better. And I believe that the new Nottinghams should stand up to these Frankfurt class, or whatever class the Frankfurt is part of, decently well. What are the torpedo tubes? Just two, one per side, not fore and aft. He's fired 3 torpedoes, he's only got one. I mean, you can't throw one out of the stern. 6 hits to his 3. We've done 107 damage to his 9. Our 6-inch has got a 1.4% hit probability. A lot of that has to do with really, it's daytime, not night, really crappy weather. These rough waves, very rough waves, are affecting us. We're at 1.8%. The Frankfurt is at 1.4%. So we're slightly more accurate under the same lousy conditions. There is every possibility that, oh my goodness, we're about out of ammo. Do we have reduced ammo? No? Standard. Huh. 6-inch gun is only 200 rounds per gun. But he's got 2 mounts, which gives him twice as much ammo. And it's not turret specific. You can fire all 400 rounds out of one turret. It's not like once a turret is done with its 200, it's done. Like it is in some other games. And like it should be here. So merely the fact that he's got 2 turrets gives him twice as much ammo just by itself, even at the same supposed ammo capacity. Kind of think we need to fix that. For lighter calibers, you know, your 2 inches, maybe 3 inches, that might kind of make sense. That you can move ammo around from one mount to the other under some circumstances. I don't know if I'd want a chain gang of guys up on the weather deck lugging around shells in the middle of a firefight. I guess that would at least be within the realm of feasibility. The main armament, 6-inch guns and higher. I mean, there's a whole automated ammo conveyance system, and magazines specific to each turret, and transferring big shells from the fore down into the ship. It's just not something that's not happening. At sea, let alone in combat. He's opening the range. accuracy has dropped off, and that's probably because why is his accuracy not quite as bad? Because he is paying less of a penalty for the rough seas, which probably means his pitch and roll isn't as bad as ours, or his weight offset. Which would make sense. It's got two big turrets, one forward, one aft, kind of counterbalancing each other, whereas we just have the one big turret forward. And there's no counterbalancing weight aft. Tarkar probably is front heavy quite a bit. I don't remember from the first episode exactly what the details were. Alright, we've done what we're going to do. We did 144 damage over 9 hits. It took less. So unless we take a lucky hit here that evens things up, should wind up with a very, very, very slight victory, like 1 to 2 VP or something. It's called the Bussard class. Yeah, 1 versus 0 VP. Woohoo! The tide is turned. Oh well, counts as a victory. And we now know that our new Nottinghams will answer the mail when they start coming online. Speaking of which, yeah, let's get these the last of this production run of Nottingham class cruisers. Start them building. Now 6 months away from our first ones entering the fleet. On to August. There we go. We got our hydrophones. Germany lost another transport. That's good. We can drop our tech. Whoop, back down to 0. Anyway, let's just look at this research tree again. What's close? Already decided we weren't not too interested in the 11,000 ton light cruiser. I don't think I'm interested in a slightly larger destroyer. If there is no little number in the progress bar, like here, there's no number here, that means that they don't even know yet what their next breakthrough is in the whole strengthening shop. They're working on different stuff, experiments, some fail, some succeed. They don't even know what their next breakthrough is. They're 61% toward something, but it could be any one of 4, 5, 6 different things. I think we saw before, kind of more interested in sticking to the higher quality 12 and 13 inch guns, so I'm not interested in the Mark II 14-inch. Okay, yeah. And that's all the tech I'm going to do for this campaign, probably. We have been churning out merchants, and we haven't been losing merchants so far, which means we're now up to 106% transport capacity, higher than what was needed to maintain our initial government overall budget, our economy. So this number is a little bit higher than it was in January, which means that our own monthly naval budget, which is a fraction, a percentage of this, has slightly increased as well. Of course, we're spending a lot of budget to get a little bit increased budget, but it also keeps the politicians and the people at large happy with this expanding number, which means they don't want to fire us. So that's basically what we're doing there. We're spending money not to get fired. That's probably a worthwhile investment. Some kind of battle has cropped up here. It's another light cruiser to light cruiser fight. We're at a disadvantage, but not enough of one to just automatically run. Let's see what the conditions are. Dodges few torpedo shots. And see how it goes. Conditions are a little bit better than last time. It's evening, but we have clear weather. The seas and the winds are much better, so we should have a little bit better accuracy. Of course, so will the enemy. No. I can't use the trick for the AI to take me to the contact because the AI wants to run away. It's all right. He'll be running straight for me. Yeah, there he is. Okay, we know he's probably pickled one off already. Let's just make a hard turn now. There it was. Reason to cede to him the smoke advantage. But keeps us. No direct damage, but started a fire. Well, you see, when there's a fire going, you see up here this little number will tick up periodically, just from the burn. You put it out though. It's pretty much the same as last time. Do not remember what the top end speed was going to be on that Nottingham class. See, he got that one initial hit, which was not severe, but it did degrade us just enough where he's got a little over half a knot. And he's steadily opening the distance with that. Alright, enough. Just disengage. Well, he's changing his mind. He wants to fight after. What he wants to do is he wants to shoot another torpedo. Okay, we don't have an aft gun. I've got to keep this bow gun in its sector. That's good pop. Has he fired? He did. He did a lot of torpedo. I can't have this. He's got both of his turrets unmasked. He's not interested in continuing this time, and neither am I. Still gave us a victory. Not sure why. We actually took more damage than we received. I guess because it was so close. 1 VP each. It doesn't really matter either way. Very inconclusive. And with the matchup of the light cruisers, yeah. Okay. I think that'll have to do it for that episode with those rather inconclusive light cruiser matchups. And next episode, we'll see what the shipyards have to give us for an improved armored cruiser. Until then.